James, the last FAC12 had Dana White in the building. How do you top that? How do you top it with FAC13?
It's tough. It's tough. It's super tough. I mean, we had we had Dana here, we had the Note Boys here, we had quite a few extra fights that were added last minute that were pretty high profile. I think we had just shy of 5,000 people in this arena, which for local MMA, regional MMA, is pretty incredible. So it's really tough. I think we just got to continue to build on top of that. Build the reputation for good fights, and more importantly for me is like producing good talent that goes on to the UFC later. So we have quite a few guys that are in that realm. Isaac got signed from that show. We saw Gage Young with an awesome knockout. Just keep building talent to send to the next level is kind of where I'm at with it.
Off the top, what's the most excited fight you are looking forward to tomorrow night?
I mean, the main event's pretty strong, man. UFC that versus Shainis coming off a big win over Sunshine. So that's Shainis has been looked at for a Contender Series a few times now, and I think both these guys are very high profile outside of the UFC as far as prospects potentially being signed. With like Fisher's already been there, Shainis is the prospect, so it's kind of the tell of the story is there, I guess. But that should be a dogfight. I mean, Shainis really isn't ever any boring fights. It's true.
I like that. You're always giving people picks. I want to give you a pick, James.
Okay.
You tell me yes or hell no.
Okay.
CJ Vergara plus 225 against Clayton Rodriguez on UFC 274. You like the play?
No shot.
No? Why not?
No, Clayton's gonna steamroll that kid. Clayton's really good, man. I don't know what tell me.
It's the Contender Series. The 41-second knockout really got me, and he went 15 with Ode Osborne. Never stopped looking for the finish throughout those 15 minutes. And I know Ode's very fast. I think the experience, one fight in the UFC, helps him in this fight. And I don't know too much about Clayton, so that's...
Did you watch his Contender Series fight?
I know he went to a decision. I did watch it, but nothing sticks out off the top of my mind.
He's really good. I don't see how CJ. The only scenario that I would give you that I think could possibly happen would be Clayton gets tired from beating him up and gets finished late. I just don't see it. I think he's a better grappler. I think he's a better striker. I think he's faster. Obviously, CJ is extremely tough, but there's a lot of dog picks I do like on this card. That's just not one of them.
Can you give us a sneak peek? Maybe one.
Dog pick? Yeah. Shogun.
Okay.
Shogun in over 1.5 rounds. I like that. Last week I picked. We murdered it last week. If you guys are in my Discord, I think we went like. What do we do? Like 16 for 18 or something like that. I think is what we did. We did pretty good. I do like Shogun. I like Shogun and the over 1.5. What's another dog pick? I think there's some value on Carlos Esparza. I think there's some value on Carlos Esparza.
Me too, yeah. I like that.
I really do. I think Rose hasn't fought like a good folk-style wrestler in quite some years. And I'm sure she's going to come out game, but Wei Li landed 5 takedowns in that fight. Mm-hmm. And I think if Wei Li and Carla were to put on a singlet and wrestling shoes, I think Carla would run a seminar on her. So I do think there's going to be, we'll see how good Rose is beating style. She's obviously beat the elites of the division. The problem is all those elites are also strikers. So I'll be interested to see that matchup.
All right. Well, thanks. We're at FAC 13 going down tomorrow night. May not be the right setting for it, but coming back, James.
If I have a gun to my head right now, I would say the answer is no. It would take a perfect scenario. It's funny too because it's like you're the second person to ask me that this week. And I would say no. My answer is no, but there's also a reason why I haven't said I'm done fighting. You know what I mean? And that's I like the option. Like I think there's first of all there's perks of being an active UFC fighter in terms of like sponsorship, PI, rehab, all that stuff. Like that's all like still there. But I think if you threw a perfect scenario in front of me, I would entertain it. You know what I mean? So and there has been. I don't. It's really difficult with my schedule anymore. I don't really have the desire to grind like a 6-8 week camp out. You guys are in the gym sometimes. I train every day, so it's not like I'm out of shape ever. But I just don't have the desire to do an 8-week camp anymore. My body's banged up. I'm on the road every weekend, so I don't even know how I do that to begin with. Gun to my head, I would say I'm probably not going to fight again. But I am I'm a prize fighter, and if there's something on the table that intrigues me, it would be, you know, for the right name or maybe the right amount of money or the perfect scenario. You know, it's possible that I will come back.
I like it. First podcast with James Gallagher.
Yeah.
When's that coming out?
Yeah, so it's funny. Like literally, just right before I came here, I was. We're doing it right, man. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be a really nice studio I'm building out in my basement. I think our first episode is probably gonna have like Brandon Moreno on it. We're gonna do a pretty cool segment. I'm excited. We're just gonna call it the OG segment. We take, you know, some of the older fighters that have been around 10, 15 years, and, you know, say, hey, like, what's the craziest story you got for me?
Okay.
Yeah, and how many of those, you know, Kevin Kroom, I know Kevin Kroom's got a story that I can't wait for him to tell. So, but there's a ton of them, you know what I mean? Like, how many crazy stories have some of these guys been in?
Including yourself.
I have I could probably do 10 episodes on my own, you know what I mean? There's a ton of those. And so, yeah, we have I'm excited to get going with James. He just had his baby boy today, so as soon as he gets back, we're gonna get started. We ordered all the like real high-end sound stuff. It's gonna be highly produced. It's gonna be really